Okay, this is part 2 of the Zamp solar panel installation on our 2015 24G Coachmen Prism. In part 1 I mentioned that I ran the wiring from the solar panel junction box down through the chase behind the refrigerator. And I did that, and I also put it inside of a piece of PVC to keep it away from any heat that refrigerator might be giving off. And I fastened it down securely so that that long length of wire coming from the roof up near the vent wouldn't be flopping around as we go down the road. So that's all secure, and it runs along the base of the refrigerator vent area behind the refrigerator, and I drilled a hole right here, and it's been sealed since I drilled it and ran the wire. This provided access to the inside of the motorhome for the wiring. I don't have any wires running underneath the motorhome or alongside cabinets or alongside the roof. Okay, this is the inside of the motorhome, and at the base of this refrigerator there is an access panel. So 4 screws hold it in. You take it off and you can see the wire coming in from behind the refrigerator and down from the refrigerator vent. And then I took off this additional vent here, which opens up for the low point drain. This is directly under the stove. 4 screws held it in. I was able to continue to pass the wiring behind there, right along the ductwork for the furnace. And then at this furnace outlet right here, I was able to grab the wiring. I removed the face of this woofer for the stereo system. Behind that there was all kinds of wiring for the whole motorhome, because that's the junction point for all of the controls. And here's all of our controls. Again, this is a 2015 Coachmen Prism 24G, and I've installed the controller flush mounted. I was able to do that because I had access to the wiring. And then from the controller you have to go to the batteries, and the batteries are right here under the step. 2 24 size AGM batteries. It's important to make sure that you have your batteries wired correctly. You need one of the positive leads running to one terminal here, and the negative lead running to the other battery on the negative post back here. The same thing with running your wires for hooking up your batteries parallel. And I have an older voltmeter right here, a voltminder. It shows 13.38 volts. And right now with 2 panels, we're on a new install, afternoon sun. We've got 11.1 amps coming in and 13.3 volts. Every time I look at that, it keeps getting higher. The controller from Zamp, you can select AGM, wet, lithium. I think it's 5 different battery types. Relatively simple install. My biggest concerns doing this was putting holes in the roof, because we have a TPO roof, and I didn't know what size screws to use. A lot of places recommended size 10, 3/4 inch long. I called Coachmen and they said 3/4 inch, but they wouldn't tell me the diameter of the screw. So with a whole bunch more Googling, I found that some people go up to as far as a 1/4 inch. So I settled in on a 14 because of my bad experience putting the junction box on the roof and only finding about 4 screws actually snugging up out of the 8 that were on that junction box. But that's no big deal. It's just a junction box and there's not a lot of stress on it. So anyway, that was my big issue. I used the turn-on tape. Everything's installed properly, and I hope we'll have enough power. If not, I have room for one more panel. I can go to 300 watts, but right now we're sitting on 200 watts total, and that's what Zamp had recommended for me to start with, at least. Thank you. That's all for now.